Hey, what's up, my people? Welcome to the Decoder Show. Thank you for being here today. Today is November 4th, 2025. 2025. Wow. Like time flies. It's going to be almost 15 years of me being online, improving my show, improving my quality. This is the first time I'm going to be doing it. This is the first time in almost 10 years that I'm doing English versions of my shows. This is like my fifth show. Can't even remember how many shows I have, but it's been a long journey trying to get here and trying to be confident enough to be able to do them in English. I used to do this a lot of this content in Spanish. So if you don't know me, I used to have a show in Spanish, and all the podcast goes La Verdad es la verdad, or the truth is the truth. And I used to have that in Facebook and a lot of channels, and I'm doing it now in actually English. Oh wow, it's hard for me. So hard for me to feel the confidence to do it in English. I'm gonna open the lines right here. Give me a second so we could have the lines open. You could call me live if you disagree. Even if you don't disagree, if you want to just whatever, you could call me and we could have a conversation live here. With the Decoder Show. So we got a doozy of a show today. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got things about the lies about eyes. We got to talk about this conflict that is really brewing within our own party. Ben Shapiro, Mark Dice, all these people that talk online and what's happening with that. We have to talk about a lot of things that happen in Gold Gym. We have to talk about this, things that are happening in the Caribbean. So many conversations that we need to have today. So let's start decoding information and giving you the things how they are. So I need you to do me a favor. If you are part of, my followers in Rumble, please, if you're part of my followers in Rumble, I need you to do something very important for me right now. I need you to do it right now. I need you to comment on my videos immediately right now. And, okay. I need you to comment. I'm going to go to Facebook right now. I'm going to put my link that we are live now. So people from Facebook come here. But I need you to do any comments, please, as, whatever you can. And we also going to talk about this elections going on today in New York that is very dangerous for our for our country and what's happening, so please just don't go away. Be here with us. Let me just ask the production to give me some water. Okay, so that's that. Let me just make sure. Please go. Okay, there we go. Remember, I don't have a production team. I got to do everything myself. So please bear with me here. I am so sorry that you guys have to wait for this. But let's start the conversation. This big issue going on between Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes, and I'm going to tell you who I think these people are and why this is happening and my position in this whole situation. So Nick Fuentes is basically a white supremacist. Nick Fuentes is someone that is not part of the conservative movement. You could get close. The conservative movement. He's always make racist comments. I think he does it for fun. I don't think he's serious in a lot of the things that he says. He does have a following. Some young people follow him. I don't have anything against him. He has his free speech. He could say whatever he wants. I always say in my show before that, there's a big difference between what is free speech and what is violent, like inciting violence and things of that nature. So what Nick Fuentes says, I don't care, and it just whatever. It goes with the air, and people wants to believe what he says. That's his problem. I think there is another part of what Nick Fuentes is saying that is important, right? It's Nick Fuentes talking about this control that Israel has in our politics and our government. And I think that's where we have to have a very important distinction. Distinction here is, as a Christian, as a conservative Christian person, right? I support Israel, but I support the spiritual part of Israel. I don't support Israel as an entity in a government, from the government perspective, to be getting our money, our tax money, for us to be involved with them in every single thing, and that we have to go and die for them if they get done something wrong. The government of Israel is not the same thing as the people of God. Like the God's people. It's not the same thing. In our government, we got a lot of people that are not even Christians, right? That doesn't mean that Christianity is our government, or the government is Christianity. It's the same thing with the Jews, right? The Jews, not all of them are, part of the government or part of their religion. So we have to understand that there's a clear distinction here. And yes, we have to, from a biblical perspective, support the spiritual part of Israel. And that's okay. And I will never disagree with that part. But that doesn't mean that we're going to just lay down in bed and anything that the government of Israel says that we should be doing, we're going to be doing. It makes no sense. It's completely out of character. It's even against our own beliefs, right? If you are a true conservative, a true Christian, you're not going to think, right, that you should. And then I know that there's politicians that think that you got to do anything for Israel, right? For the government, from a political standpoint, but it's not. So there's a big difference between what is the spiritual support versus the political support or the government support. They're not the same. They're completely different, And yes, again, you could support the Jews, the spiritual part of it, without supporting the Israeli government. It's a huge distinction, right? And I know that there's people that wants to just be against, Israel, the Israelis, just because they're Israelis, but that doesn't mean that we're going to fight their battles. That doesn't mean that we're going to do, what is. No, it means that we have to understand the separation of government and religion. And this is one of the problems that I think is happening here. Now, do I support Nick Fuentes? No. Do I support people that support Nick Fuentes? No. But Nick Fuentes has the right to say whatever he wants. There's no limitation of the speech. Like, we cannot come on here and say, well, because Nick Fuentes is saying this thing about the Jews, we got to cancel him. No. And this is bullshit, because I know there's a lot of people trying to cancel Nick Fuentes. And I don't like the guy. And I really not going to follow his stupidity. Most of the things that he says, I don't agree with. Like 99% of the things he says, I don't agree with. But that doesn't mean that we got to cancel the guy or shut him down. By the contrary, I think all this different perspective and different ways of seeing things and the critical thinking is what makes our side different. It's what makes our side better, because we're not a cult, right? We're not those people that just, you gotta think this way and that's it. So I'm sorry for the calls. I have to leave the phone open, so if you guys call, remember you could call at 321-613-8339. 321-613-8339. The lines are open while we are live. So sometimes spam calls come in and we have to like ignore them. So yeah, you know, Nick Fuentes has his rights to be talking. Nick Fuentes, you know, is a racist with his comments, the way that he talk about. He even a misogynist, whatever you say. He hates women, and you know, we all know that, right? Why you're supposed to be blocking those calls and you didn't block them? Block. So yes, Nick Fuentes is also a misogynist. He hates women. He talks very bad about women and all that stuff. So I'm not gonna give him the time of the day to believe anything that he's supporting or any of his ideas. But he has the right to say them. And again, it's bad for the people that are following him that you know believe the stupidity that he says. But that's part of the critical thinking, right? It's part of the fact that it's, you know, that's the way our country is. People have the right to say things. People have the right to believe things. People have the right to think that way. So there's nothing that we could do about it. So anyway, if you are listening to the show through Rumble, please leave a comment. I really would appreciate it if you could leave a comment. In Rumble, you could also leave it in YouTube and X, wherever you're watching us. But if you are watching us on any other platform that is not Rumble, I would love for you to go to Rumble. I really would appreciate it if you could go to Rumble. That will help us so much to grow our channel in Rumble. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's continue with the show. So let's talk about decoding things that are happening every day. I'm going to put this video. Very interesting video that is running on the internet right now, right? And I want you to see it because I think it's important for you to let's get the context of this whole video. This one is very interesting. So basically, I'm gonna let the video run. Then we're gonna get the information. We're gonna get the facts behind what's happening in this video. So here we go. So there's no audio, so let me tell you what's happening here. There's a vehicle, right? They're trying to make a U-turn, right? So let me stop. Let me see if I could stop the video right here. Okay, right here. Let me go back. As you can see, right here, right? Let's go back to the video. You see a vehicle in the middle of the street trying to do a U-turn, right? Okay, there's another vehicle in front of it, so stop it right here. As you can see, there's a guy being detained. You see two law enforcement officials walking down the street on the left side of the video. He has his hands behind his back. So this is an actual detention. This is an actual law enforcement intervention that is happening in the street, right? So let's continue now. Now, you see, right now, they're still in the middle of the street. You see the law enforcement situation happening. They have something going on, pulling the person. You see another woman trying to come and try to record. They're trying to put the individual on the vehicle. And that red vehicle that is by the sidewalk. Right? You see another woman trying to intervene with the officials that are in the middle of the street, doing whatever they're doing. What she hits the vehicle. Look at this. That person just hit the vehicle in the front. Let me go back so you guys see this. Okay. So right there, she hits the vehicle in the front, like this is called interference, obstruction. Okay. So if you don't know this, this is called obstruction. No matter if you like the law enforcement officers, ICE, Leo, whatever agency, FBI, doesn't matter if you don't like them. Doesn't matter if you don't want to like them to do their job. you interfering, you obstructing justice when you interfere with a law enforcement officer. Let's continue with the video. So he's trying to leave. She's not letting him. He's closing his window so they could leave. So he started to leave. Look what happens right here. He left. That's the woman that was hitting the vehicle. Now, look at what happened right here. Another vehicle tries to pass him on the right. I have something with the date. What happened with my date? Oh, gosh. I have the wrong date. Thank you, baby. Oh, gosh. That's not good. Thank you, baby. Thank you, producer. I got the wrong date here. Let's see if that updates the dates and titles and all the platforms. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. It's not a repeat. It's the right day. Today's November. Sorry. I gotta get better at these things. Anyway, now, today is November 4th. I gotta start putting it maybe on the screen or something, so it's easier. Anyway, today is November 4th, 2025. That's where we at. Anyway, as you can see, a vehicle comes on the right and hits them, right? So it's important for me to show this video, right? Because what they usually do, is they show you videos, okay, without the context. Without the context. So I'm going to put what they're trying to share. So what they're trying to share is just from this point where I'm going to bring this video back. Let me see if I could catch the moment. Okay, so they took the video from that point, just from that point on, and that's what they're sharing to say that ICE did something wrong. So I brought you the context before that, so you understand how they play these games, editing videos and showing you the clips that is convenient for them to show you, so they could justify, right, what they're trying to tell you. And I'm gonna show you this here because I'm gonna continue with a team that is important, and I'm gonna show you evidence of this team today. So let me show you now the video that they're sharing from this point on. So you're gonna see that it's very similar. Look, boom. Look at the video. Those are two different videos, by the way, so you understand where I'm coming from. These are two different videos. The first one is with the context of what happened before, and then there's this video with the context of what they want you to see and to prove their versioning of things. So let's go back. I got cut 19 is this video. And then cut 25 is this video. What they want you to see. So let's see the parts of the ones that they want you to see. And listen to what they're saying. Here we go. Did I put the audio? This one has audio. Okay, let's go. There you go. There you go. So you understand the car that is in front that this person is protecting. So you have a car that made an arrest. It has a person. They are seeing this. So you understand the context very clearly because it's important. Let's go back here. Let's go to cut 19 again. So you understand. Let's go to cut 19. And let's go back. So they effectuate an arrest. They put the person that they arrested on the red vehicle. They put the person they arrested on the red vehicle. Right? Right there. That vehicle is trying to leave. The red vehicle. They put in the person in the vehicle as fast as they can so they could leave. The van that is crossing the street is like across the street is protecting so that vehicle could come out to finish their law enforcement official operation of whatever they were doing. Right? She's preventing the vehicle to move, the woman that's standing in front of them. The red vehicle comes out. They're trying to leave. That's the red vehicle right there. Hold it. You see? And what the black car is trying to do is get between the law enforcement SUV and the vehicle that has the arrestee on the front. That's exactly what happens. But now let's see what they're trying to show you what happened. Let's go to cut 25 and let's listen to their version of things. Here we go.
Yeah! Hit and run! Hit and run! That's a hit and run! Hit and run! Hit and run! That's a hit and run! Hit and run! Hit and run! Yeah. Look, hey, watch out with that weapon! That weapon! Yo, watch out!
So it's a hit and run from the police. The police was the cause of this accident, not the woman trying to interfere with the arrest. It was the police, the ICE agents that were effectuating the arrest. Those are at fault here. Not that the woman is trying to get between them and the arrestee. The whole operations. No. It's the fault of the ICE agent. That's the way they try to portray it. Now they arrest the woman. Let's go.
What's wrong with you? You hit it. You hit her. Yo.
You hit her. You see how the people trying to portray. Now, they trying to share this video. This is why it's important to decode this information. That's why it's important for you to share this kind of videos. Because we're going to decode the data how it's supposed to be decoded. We're going to find the information. We're going to find the full context of the videos. And we're not going to let the people tell you what really happened. We're going to show you what really happened. So, now, they're going to arrest the woman because she obstructed justice. Not only obstructed justice by trying to be involved in the situation, but also by hitting a police officer vehicle. Let's get to the video.
No! What's wrong?
You hit her.
You hit her! You guys hit her! You guys hit her! What's wrong with y'all?
Y'all hit her?
Y'all bust a whole U-turn in the middle of the street!
You just bust a U-turn in the middle of the street. No, they were part of a fucking police intervention. They were doing a fucking arrest. You motherfucking stupid people. You are fucking stupid. A cop is doing an arrest. A law enforcement officer is doing an arrest. Period. Are you dumb or something? Yeah, probably you are. You are part of a fucking cult. That's what you are.
Y'all hit her! Y'all on camera!
You're on camera. Listen. They're idiots. I'm telling you, they're idiots.
Leave her alone! She ain't even do shit. She trying to go to work. She's trying to go to work.
What the fuck?
Oh, what? Y'all some crazy. Y'all got no heart, for real. No heart. No heart.
Now, she just kicked a law enforcement officer. Let's say they were wrong in all this process. They were not, but let's say the only thing you got to do at this point is not resist arrest. That's the worst. Now you're getting another charge of resisting arrest plus hitting a law enforcement officer. Yep. You just won the prize. Let's continue.
No!
Get off her right now.
You guys hit her. How you guys gonna arrest her?
Get off.
You guys hit her. Man, how y'all gonna arrest her, man?
Nazi, bro. Nazi, bro. People, you cannot make this shit up. Honestly, you cannot make this shit up. Please share this video wherever you're watching us. If you want to talk to us about this video, about this incident, anything that we've been talking about, please call us at 321-613-8339. 321-613-8339. Call us right now. And, you know, that way you guys could, what's this? Okay, that way you guys could participate on the show and be part of the show. Go to rumble.com, please, rumble.com, and look for the Decoder Show there and give us a comment there. That really would be appreciated. You know, I really, really would appreciate that right now. Let me see. Give me a second here. Anyway, people, so this is the way you're going to see these retards continue doing this kind of comments. Let's finish watching the video.
Bro, bogus as fuck. You hit her. You guys hit her. You guys hit her. Whole lawsuit right there.
Believe that. I'm telling you. Don't get your issue. Keep fucking around in Chicago. Keep fucking around in Chicago. Hey, baby girl, you good. Don't worry about it.
Stop resisting.
Don't worry about it. We need that information, bro.
Ah, bogus as fuck.
They're bullies as fuck. Like, she didn't do nothing wrong. She's a saint, right? So, Alberto, please share the video. Anyone that is there, please share the videos. I really would appreciate that. So, as you can see, you see these idiots talking about the cops being the one at fault in this situation. And you could clearly see in the video, what? That she intervened. She obstructed justice. Okay? She obstructed justice. And that's the kind of shit that will happen in this country, and where you obstruct justice, and then they're trying to say that, you know, an American citizen was arrested by ICE, but they don't explain to you why. Now, I want to put another video that you see these people being violent like this way. That's the way they think. This is the way that they act. They, you know, no matter what you say, they're going to be trying to intervene with you with actual physical acts. So here is another video. As you can see how they attack this individual. Even people on the left were like, dude, this is not the way to do things. Let's look at the video.
Yo, these guys are some fucking provocateurs. You come here and you ask us You're just giving Fox News B-roll. This is the shit that just gives Fox News B-roll. Don't do this stuff.
So look what he's saying. Look to what the guy is saying. The other guy. This is the kind of shit that you give to Fox to do the B-rolls. When you are violent, you're showing Fox who we really are. Look at what the guy. You cannot make this shit up. Look. Let's go back. Please listen carefully to what the guy is saying. Let's go.
These guys are some fucking provocateurs. You come here and you ask us You're just giving Fox News B-roll.
You just gave Fox B-roll by being yourself, by being violent. Oh, gosh. Let's continue.
This is the shit that just gives Fox News B-roll. Don't do this stuff. I don't trust you, you fucking child. That shit ain't right. We just hurt ourselves with that crap.
That's not right. We just hurt ourselves with that crap. Interesting. I thought we were the violent ones.
Let them talk. Let them talk. By the way, when people can't prove their points, let them talk.
You see, look. What's exactly what he's trying to say. By the way, when you cannot prove your points, what you gonna do? Go back to violence. That's exactly what they do. Exactly what they do. Go back to violence.
Hey! Don't touch him! Don't touch him! Don't touch him!
They throw water at him. They push him. Look how violent they become when they cannot have a conversation, when they cannot have a point. It's incredible. This is out of this world, and this continues to happen on a daily basis, and they don't want to admit it. The left doesn't want to admit it. And I'm going to tell you why this continues to happen very shortly. Okay? Very shortly. You're going to see why this is something that you're going to always remember. And that this is something that always will happen. Always. It will not stop. It will not stop, and I will tell you why it will not stop. Look, fuck Charlie. Look, fuck Charlie. Look.
You guys are just giving fucks during the B-roll.
You're violent. You're violent. He's telling them. That's what they do. They create this violence by lying with the video I just showed you, right? It was a misrepresentation of what really happened. And the people that watch the second video, it's going to say, well, those ICE agents were wrong. They're bad people. See, that's the mentality that they create. And they do this on purpose. They do that on purpose because they could control the weak minds. The people that believe them, the people that cannot do the critical thinking, the people that are not going to research, the people that are not going to go and find the video like I did, the whole context of what's going on, people that may not even have the time to do that are going to believe them.
Just leave him alone. Leave him alone. You're bad for America. You're bad for America. America will not exist if violence is the language of the day.
America will not exist if violence is the language of the day. And why these people are so violent is because of the same reason I just proved to you. They continue to spread lies. I'm going to put another video of lies from Adam Schiff this time. Because it's important. Because this is what they listen to. This is what they say. And this is the way that these fucking liars keep making people act the way that they acting on the streets. Let's listen to this fucking liar in this 2 minutes and 59, almost 3 minutes video in where he lies about this case also. And they use this case as an example. Let's listen.
There's no American citizens have been arrested or detained. We focus on those that are here illegally.
It is hard to continue to be stunned by the falsehoods coming out of the administration, but this is such a provable, palpable lie.
Okay, so stop. This is a provable, palpable lie that they're not arresting American citizens. Let's go. Let's go why. They just arrested one in front of us, but why? Because they were obstructing, right? They're not arresting them as part of the raids. But let's listen to the lies that are coming and misrepresentation that are coming from the left that causes this violence. Let's continue.
Watching Kristi Noem kind of reminds me of Rose Byrne in this scene from Irresistible.
I lie, and you know I lie. I'm actually in this position because of how effectively I lie to you.
You
so
see
when
this?
Kristi Noem said,
You see this? What they trying to do is put people against Kristi Noem, like because she's lying about the quote-unquote arrest of American citizens. Let's see the example that he uses.
that no American citizen has been arrested or detained. That is just plain false, and it's important for people to know it. And how do we know it? Because we know their stories. There are about 170 American citizens who have been arrested or detained as part of these immigration raids. Here's the stories of just a few. So this is George Reedus, a U.S. citizen and a veteran from Ventura County. Let's hear what he went through.
On July 10th, I was driving to my security job at a farm in Southern California when I ran into an ICE roadblock and protesters. I explained to agents I was a citizen and just trying to get to work. Moments later, chaos broke out. Tear gas filled the area and I couldn't move my car. Agents smashed my window, pepper sprayed me, dragged me out, and kneeled on my neck and back. Agents never checked my ID. They detained me for 3 days.
Okay, he obstructed justice that day. I will find the video and prove it to you. That's the problem. They don't tell you the truth. These people are obstructing justice. He started interfering with the raid that was happening in that area, and because of the protester, he started being part of the protesters, and that's when he got arrested. But they don't tell you that story. Let's continue.
No phone call, no lawyer, not even a shower to wash off the pepper spray.
And this is Rafi Olashuid, the 79-year-old owner of a Los Angeles area car wash, who was body slammed by agents, breaking his ribs and causing a traumatic brain injury. Let's hear his story.
Why did that happen? He started interfering with the arrest of some of his employees, obstructing justice, and actually physically getting involved in the arrest. Again, if you interfere with any law enforcement officer, any Leo, anything, you be arrested. It's called obstruction, you fucking butthead and motherfucking liar. That's the problem with this country, that a fucking neck motherfucking faced clown like this could come and do a video like this and everyone is going to believe this shit. It's called obstructing justice, you fucking stupid motherfucker. They're not arresting them because they're brown. They're not arresting them because they're external whatever you're trying to say. They are being arrested because they're obstructing justice. They're interfering with an investigation. They're interfering with law enforcement fucking actions. What are you so dumb to understand this basic thing? Anyway, let's continue.
Surveillance video shows federal agents body slamming 79-year-old American citizen Rafi Shoheed just outside of his car wash in Van Nuys roughly 2 weeks ago. This after Rafi says agents stormed into his business and roughed him up after he attempted to ask what they needed.
No, he didn't attempt it. He was blocking their access. He knew what they needed them, and he's blocking the access. He physically put his body in the way of the agents. His job was to just be us, let them do their job, even if he didn't like it. That's the dilemma here.
He was detained at a federal detention center for nearly a dozen hours before finally being released, his family taking him to the hospital.
So how is this happening in the United States of America? Well, these indiscriminate raids and arrests that are taking place have been challenged in court. The Supreme Court of the United States has decided it will let this practice go on. It will let the indiscriminate arrest and detention of people go on.
Indiscriminate because they violating the law, you fuck face again. This is the kind of lies that the left does that causes people to be violent, that causes people to call the right Nazis, that trying to attack and do all the things they do to law enforcement. This is the issue that we have, and that's why this will never stop. I told you that I was going to prove to you that this was never stop. You get people like this guy, trying to take action against the granddaughter of a president just because she's the granddaughter of the president, and that's the way that the cookie crumbles, and we got to deal with it. We got to go and protest her LPGA entrance and her game, and we got to do all this. Let's listen to this idiot too.
This grown-ass man is telling other people to go harass 18-year-old Kai Trump at a golf tournament.
Always use the term DEI hire. Well, guess what? Kai Trump will now be a DEI LPGA golfer. I am asking for all PTL fans and anti-Trumpers out there to go to this LPGA event and bring up signs of her grandfather hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, and I implore all of you to yell on her backswing. She's not even a top 70 amateur junior golfer. The only reason why she got an LPGA Golf Tour exemption, maybe two reasons. The first, of course, being her last name, because her grandfather is Donald Trump. And perhaps the second reason is because her mother is dating somebody by the name of Tiger Woods. Both ridiculous.
You know what's ridiculous? Your entire video. And the fact that you're asking people to take time out of their day to go harass an 18-year-old at a sporting event. You sound very bitter. What do you think? That by attacking his granddaughter and harassing his granddaughter, that's some form of activism? No, it's not. I'll tell you what though, this is the exact type of behavior I would expect to see out of a beta liberal male. However, I want to point something out here, because this is where sheer hypocrisy comes in. He seems to be upset that she is taking somebody's spot when she didn't earn it. Well, there are plenty of men that have played in women's sports and won medals that they didn't deserve either. So there's that. I can't recall anybody showing up to harass Chelsea Clinton for anything. Typical liberals.
There you go. Typical liberals. That's it. And this is a continuous thing. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening. With this chaos that they created, and there's no better way to explain what's happening in our country. I want to tell you, Tyrus in the Gutfield show explained this the best way. He explained it with what's happening with the shutdown, but I think this is more than the shutdown. Shutdown is part of it, but this whole concept, this video that you just saw Alan Schiff doing, and everything that is happening, it goes to the same point that Tyrus is making in this video. And it's important for you to listen carefully what Tyrus is saying in this video, because I think it's critical, extremely critical, what Tyrus is saying. So I'm going to let the video go completely, and then we're going to discuss this. So listen to what Tyrus is saying of what is the Democrat agenda with this shutdown. And I could extend this to the whole thing that they're doing about lying about ICE and all this other stuff about arresting American citizens and all that crap. Let's go listen.
Make of this? Is this some cognitive dissonance, or are they just lying?
No, I think we're all being silly by saying those things out loud. This is just act two of what we saw during Trump's first term. First term, they tried to do it politically with impeachments and dossiers and stories, and the exact opposite happened. It made Trump a martyr. Mm-hmm. They tried to legally arrest him for bull, and it didn't work. But what they did was that on the second time around, they're now going after a certain population of people. The reason why you say, well, we can prove it. At what point in the last 10 years have we been seeing this where they've ever come back and said, we were wrong about Russia, or we didn't say that? That's not the reason why they're saying it. They're not saying it for rational people to question it. They're saying for people who just read a headline. Mm-hmm. He's Hitler. So then they go look and click. Now you see ICE agents trying to do their job and civilians trying to stop them because they're like Gestapo. So you have that. Now you have those riots. Mm-hmm. And with the government shutdown, the Democrats are not, and no time soon do they want it back, because they're going to get the second part of their faith, where you're going to have the people who are not getting welfare checks, people who are no longer getting the WIP programs, all the stuff. What do you think the worst of that group's going to do?
Yeah.
They're going to loot stores. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have anarchy in the street. You have an undersized police force. You have ICE and the National Guard dealing with immigration. So then pretty soon, you're going to have to do what? National Guard is going to have to deal with just keeping people safe on the street, because we're in the two biggest cities, New York and California, you're going to have complete unrest. Mm. That's their plan. His presidency was in fires, and eventually it doesn't matter what's next, because they will ruin his second term with everybody fighting in the streets, and that's all they're going to see. So they don't have to say, oh, I didn't mean to call him Hitler. They've already done it. They've already convinced. If you convince 5 million people in this country that somebody's Hitler, you can destroy cities with that.
Yeah.
Look what happened in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. They are running their plan. There's no government. The government shutdown. This is Trump shutdown. They can't stop him, because if they worked with him, he would have one of the most successful presidencies in history. So that means what? An easy way for Vance or Rubio or whomever chooses to run the Republican Party? No. So they will destroy it from the ground up with the lower part of our society, unfortunately.
That's a gloomy.
Wow. That was like, I couldn't explain it better. By lying, by saying these things, they are affecting that lower side of our society, the ones that don't have the time to investigate, the ones that don't watch a Decoder show, the one that won't go and verify the video, the one that won't verify is really Americans are being detained because they are illegal or confused with illegals, or because they are obstructing justice. That is the key here. They're trying to use all this to create chaos. And as much chaos as they could control. or they could create. For what? Because that's the only way to stop a good presidency from Trump. That the things that he's doing start working, and they don't want that to happen. They don't want his tariffs to work. They don't want his economic plan to work, you know. So if you look at what's happening right now with the government shutdown and this whole SNAP thing and all that, you look, even the news, even the freaking CNN and all these people, right? They're even saying themselves, finally, they're saying, hey, you know, you, the right, the left has as, you know, the same power to stop this than even the other side. So why are you coming here to try to justify the fact that, you know, it's only Trump's shutdown? It's not. Let's watch this video because I want you to see this face of this one of these Democrats was in one of the CNN shows, for that matter, and look how she got, her face was like changed completely when the host told her, listen, this is bull. Let's go. This is the kind of thing that they continue to do, and they think that, you know, there's a part of America that believes this. This is what Tyrus was saying, and unfortunately, that's the case. If we had the way to show the rest of America what is really happening, if we had a way to educate those people, or at least that they get the information, they educate themselves, we'd be in a much better place. But let's look at this video.
It's on Republicans to figure this out. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
No, but let me.
And so I'm not going to sit here
But you're in the House,
Yeah.
but you know in the Senate there's a 60-vote threshold. The president is calling for that, the nuclear option, to get rid of that. And I hear you're saying Republicans are making a choice. Democrats are also making a choice.
It's on Republicans to figure this out. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
No, but
see, this is the key. They control the White House. They control the Senate. They control everything, but they don't tell you that. And the CNN host, I can't believe, you know, I gotta say, wait a minute here, because I honestly, I can't believe that the CNN host finally, you know, they're getting the cojones to say, listen, you know, you're full of shit. You're full of shit saying that this is owned by the Republicans when they need the 60, votes. You're not giving them the 60 votes. That's necessary to pass this bill. You know, it could pass in the House of Representatives because they got the majority, but they need 9 more votes on Senate to be able to pass it, and you guys are holding that. And that's when she, like, you know, she didn't think that the CNN host was gonna, you know, punch back and say, hey, you're full of shit.
It's on Republicans to figure this out. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
No, but let me.
And so I'm not going to sit here
But you're in the House,
Yeah.
but you know in the Senate there's a 60-vote threshold. The president is calling for that, the nuclear option, to get rid of that. And I hear you're saying Republicans are making a choice. Democrats are also making a choice.
It's on Republicans.
As a matter of fact, the Democrats are the ones stopping this because we need their 9 votes. They are making the choice to stop this. And this is what really affecting all this. The SNAP program, the WIC program, everything is being affected by Democrats. At least 9 votes of Democrats not voting in favor of a continuous resolution. And you see, this is why some people are dumb and they don't understand how politics works, how our system works, and they know this is Trump's fault. Trump is making a part. This is one of the one. Trump has to stop all his agenda for any personal things that he's doing. He cannot eat. He has to eat only things of $1 or $2. He cannot do any parties that he has scheduled. He cannot do anything because the people in SNAP are not getting the money because it's Trump's fault. You know, he should got the money that he's using for that party or to eat in that restaurant or to play that golf and go give it to the people in SNAP. Are you fucking idiots? This is the kind of mentality that happens in this fucking country when you get people that don't have critical thinking minds. Why does Trump has anything to, like, why does he have to stop anything that he has scheduled? Why? Because 9 fucking Democrats or more are deciding not to vote You want Trump to stop his life. That's all is needed. You fucking dumb people. All is needed is 9 or more Democrats. I think there's more, there's 4 now, because I think there's 4 or 5. I gotta give them credit for voting in favor of the, I think the one from Pennsylvania is one of them. There's a few of them that voted in favor. So it's less than 9 now to vote in favor of the continuous resolution, and we'll be done with this shit. But no, it's Trump's fault. We need to stop everything that he's doing. He cannot have a life until we get our SNAP money. Start calling the fucking Democrats and stop putting your energy in the wrong place, and stop voting for these stupid Democrats that only believe in their shit. All they want to do is create chaos. All they want to do is create chaos instead of thinking on you. And this is all because they want to give fucking money to illegals, not immigrants, illegals that are coming into our country. That's the main problem here. It's not Trump doing a party or Trump eating in a restaurant, you fucking idiots, dumbasses. It's because it's very simple. Democrats in the Senate are preventing a continuous resolution from going forward. That's it. And why they doing that? Because they want to create chaos. The chaos that you are believing and the chaos that you want to continue having and get you mad at those people that don't have critical thinking, that don't have the time to investigate, they don't have the time to understand what is really happening. The people that you could tell them that the sky is purple, and because the CNN said it, or because some asshole said it on fucking TikTok or Instagram, we're gonna believe it. That's the people that they could control with these stupid lies. ICE is arresting American citizens because they're fucking obstructing justice. Oh no, they're arresting them because they're brown. Oh yeah, and they fucking stupid people believe it. That's what's happening in this country. Instead of having people having critical thinking, people that understand what is happening, you believe every stupid thing they post online because it has a fucking title and something like a highlight. Oh yeah, Trump is a racist. They're arresting this and that. Oh, it's Trump's fault. He did a party. He shouldn't have done a party while this SNAP benefit. Call you fucking senators. You senators. Call your fucking senators' officers. Bombard their offices. Send them emails. Send them fucking letters. Go to their website. Do whatever you got to do to your senators, you Democrat senators that are not voting for a continuous resolution. It's that fucking simple. Understand politics before you make a stupid fucking comment. Anyway, I want to put a last video. I got 2 more videos that I want to put. I want to rant there because it's important to understand what's fucking happening in this country. Please, if you're watching me in Rumble, I need you to comment in my live. Please, comment in my live. That's extremely important right now for us. We are trying to meet some requirements for being in the creator program. I need you to share. That's why I only trying to do most of the things in Rumble. I'm trying to support Rumble, trying to support them, what they do in their platform. So please put a comment in Rumble right now. If you're watching us in Rumble, that will be greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's put this other video because this one is a doozy also. I'm gonna let the woman explain it. I'm not going to even go there. I'm going to let the video run through, and then we're going to talk about this situation. Here we go.
I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America, where trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. How you gonna say you wanna be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. immediately I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think. And I get it, like, everybody has their own things, and I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right. The way I feel right now. And don't come into my comments about he gay, he ain't looking at you. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's about a feeling, yo. Like, if you never been a little girl who been touched or been through some shit, you won't understand that feeling. And you've never been a little girl.
Wow. Do I have to say anything else to this? This is the way a lot of women feel in this country. This is what's happening. And when they raise the voice, when they say something, when they complain like she's doing, they're the ones who get affected. I think this woman was even thrown away. She was thrown out of the Gold Gym, and I think they were thrown out of her membership out of the Gold Gym. I can't, like, seriously? This is what we are, and this is the kind of shit that happens in this country. I cannot say anything more. Now, I also want to go to another conversation before we finish our show today, because I have another video. This one is very interesting and I love it because for some time they've been accusing Trump of killing people without a process. And what I mean with this is, like, I don't know if you're aware, but in the Caribbean, for those that may be not aware of this by now, near Venezuela, there is a contingency of, armed forces right now, because it was discovered that from that area, from Colombia and those areas, a lot of the drug, cocaine, was coming from there. And in other instances, fentanyl also. So, not the majority of the fentanyl was coming from there, but other drugs too. So, they put armed forces. They try to work with the governments. The government didn't work with them. They actually discovered that it seems that the governments in those two countries, Venezuela and Colombia, are involved with this drug trafficking cartels and situation. So they put even a bounty on the head of Maduro and his second in command. And this has been happening for quite some time, about a few months now. Now, during that time, a few times, there was some intervention with some vessels, and they were destroyed. And you had all these people saying, well, those could have been fishermen. They're saints. They were good people, and you don't know. We will never know because we never arrested them first. We will never know what Trump was really saying, right? So this is their, again, it's the lies, right? You don't think that the Trump administration and the armed forces are actually certain to understand that these submarines, mini submarines in some instances, these boats, these fast boats, that was trafficking drugs. You don't think they have the technology, the thermal technology and all this stuff to really detect what is inside this vehicle. As a matter of fact, in our border, there is technology that will be used that is classified to check the different areas of the vehicle and check inside those vehicles to detect anomalies and see if those vehicles really have something inside that should not have normally. But you know what? They're trying to say that that's the case. So now the Trump administration decided to let's not explode them, let's arrest them and see what the people are saying now. So this is one of those videos of one of the arrests of one of these fast boats done by our government with this drug operations that are happening on the Caribbean. So here it is. So, fishermen, good people, sane people, right? Trump was just, lying about these people, and they're like not doing. Now that get arrested, now we see the drugs. Now everyone is in complete silence. No one is complaining now because we're doing things the way that the left wants, because we got it, there's a good people that trying to get into drugs into our streets and fuck our American people, but it's okay. It's okay. No worries. No worries. So anyway, one last thing I want to talk about today. They have elections in New York. So they trying to elect this socialist, individual. I hope that he doesn't win, but if he wins, this could be a bad thing for our country. I'm praying that this doesn't happen. I'm going to wait for the election results tonight. Maybe do some coverage tonight of those elections in New York, because it is very dangerous for our country to be in this situation. Please, please, please share our videos. Please share our comments. Subscribe to our Rumble channel. We are in Orbis, Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and X. We really would appreciate if you could subscribe to in any of those platforms, support us, share our content to continue to grow. Thank you so much for being here. And we will decode more information probably by the end of the day, talking about that election in New York and a little bit more to cover. So thank you so much and have a good day. Remember, we're closing the lines now, so you cannot call anymore at this point. But we love you. Thank you so much. And please, please do some critical thinking and decode the information before you consume it. It's very important. Talk to you later, and God bless you.